All right, let's take a look at how to turn in your Power of Story project. So on your Canvas course, you will see this Flipgrid. You might see the login screen, which will have the Join with Google option. You will log in with your school Google account. Then you should see this, and then you'll click the Record a Response button, either one, to submit your project. Now, there are a few different ways to do that depending on what your project is. The first way to do it is if you have a video file, so maybe you did a documentary or filmed a little scene or filmed something, or you have like an MP4 file because maybe you wrote a song or did a podcast or just had an audio file. So the way that you submit that is there is this options button right here. So click on options, and then there is an upload clip button. It'll tell you what video files are supported. So like here I've got my little movie over here. I just click and drag it. Next, make sure your name is here, and then you can just submit it. Simple as that. Now if you have something to submit that is a link, so maybe you used Anchor and have a link to like your podcast, or you did a book, or you did some video game, or you did something where there's a link to turn in. This is how you would turn it in. So first, there is this button right here in the middle. So you will click on it, and then it starts recording. So during this part, you're explaining to me, hey, for my Power of Story project, my question was, and I created this podcast, which showcases that I was the expert talking about what I learned, answering my question. Or this is the link to my video game that I made. This answers my question because XYZ. Or my link to my artwork, or whatever it is. You have to explain it in some way. Now you can also you don't have to record yourself if you don't want to. You actually can, on the options, there's a mic only. So then you actually could just record your voice if you really wanted to. But you have to explain something to us. So then I click next. You can see a preview of it to make sure everything looks okay. And then here where it says submit your video, you're going to drop the link right here. So I'm going to put my podcast link there, and then I would just click submit and be all done. The last thing to show you would be, so say you have like a physical piece of artwork and it's a little difficult to like take a nice picture of it, or maybe you did like a 3D print or something physical you made that now you need to explain how it answered your question. So you would do the same thing you did with the link, except for there's just no link. So again, you'd click that middle button, and you'd have your artwork with you, and you would say, hey, my question was blah, 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 and I made this really cool chicken cartoon. Now, you're going to have to put a little more effort into your artwork than just this like chicken cartoon, but this is just my example to show you that, hey, I'm explaining my art, I'm showing my art to the camera, all that fun stuff. And then again, I just click next, and then I can submit it. Make sure you don't exit off of anything until you've completely submitted your project. And then we have to moderate everything, but eventually you'll see your screen there showcasing that you submitted your project. Now, if you have any troubles, like your video file isn't working or can't get Flipgrid to work or whatever, please come see your librarians as soon as possible so we can get that fixed. Because this is how you'll turn in your project, and eventually this will be how you can see everyone else's projects. So we're not presenting anything in front of the whole class and spending hours watching and listening to all these things. You only have to listen or watch a few of them and give us a little bit of reflection, and then we will have completed this exciting Power of Story unit. Any other questions, again, please let your librarians know.